Sussex put themselves right in the middle of the race for the title after completing an emphatic and very significant victory in this season's LV County Championship campaign by an innings and 117 runs with a day to spare against Worcestershire at the PROBIZ County Ground. The penultimate day of this match began with Sussex already very handily placed on 325 for 7, which gave them a lead of 163. They decided to take the Worcestershire bowlers on after the morning was lost to rain and a wet patch on the pitch. And leading the way was James Anyon, a man who certainly has some talent for hitting a cricket ball, as the Worcestershire bowlers, especially Gareth Andrew, who was struck for 3 successive boundaries, were soon finding out. The total had raced along to 360 by the time that Anyon's partner Steve McGoffin bottom-edged a ball from Alan Richardson onto his stumps to give the bowler his 5th wicket. McGoffin was out for 41, but then 60 more runs were added in the next 10 overs by numbers 9 and 10. Anyon was taking on all comers, including Richardson, who using all of his vast experience to try to find a way through. It was to no avail, as Anyon simply kept hitting the ball for 4. A typically excellent extra cover drive took the former Warwickshire player to his second 50 of the season and just the 4th of his career. It had come at a very good lick of 58 deliveries, and that sweet shot brought him his 8th boundary. It was just the innings to knock the stuffing out of Worcestershire. But he wasn't the only one to frustrate the side, who had desperately tried to secure the points to avoid relegation. Amjad Khan also threw the bat and middled plenty. The weather forecast for the remainder of the game was not especially warming, and so Sussex's approach was to make the most of being out there and to try to get Worcestershire batting as soon as possible. So the declaration came at 420 for 8, with Anyon on 56 and Khan on 27, and that gave Sussex an advantage of 258, although Philip Hughes was soon knocking some of that off. Fresh from his batting exploits, Anyon was clearly fired up, and Hughes was to find that out. Sussex were meaning business. They only had to wait until the 5th over to taste success, as Hughes tickled a rapid delivery from Anyon to Ben Brown, who was nearly knocked off his feet in taking the catch. It was now like watching a completely different game from earlier in the day. Anyon dug another one in to cause Daryl Mitchell plenty of concern. While Anyon banged it in short, his opening partner McGoffin picked one up to bowl Vikram Solanki to leave Worcestershire well behind on 32 for 2. Batting was now a worrying thing to be doing, and so credit has to be given to Moeen Ali and Mitchell for fighting really hard through the next hour and a half, although there were naturally some moments of fortune. Most notably when Ali was dropped in the slips by Michael Yardy, a chance the batsman thought had been taken as he headed off to the pavilion. Sussex decided against running Ali out. Rarely this summer has a side seemed to be so up for the task ahead. Khan now hit Ali in the body with a short delivery. And the batsman's rather charmed existence came to an end after he'd made 27. This time the nick off McGoffin was grasped by Yardy at the second attempt to leave Worcestershire on 87 for 3. James Cameron was then welcomed to the crease by taking one in the side of the head from Khan. After some moments of concern, he battled on, only to receive another brute of a ball 2 deliveries later. He then decided to retire hurt. So it was always going to be very difficult and a little nerve-wracking for Matthew Pardoe when he came out to bat, although he did put on 29 runs with his captain Mitchell. Sussex sensed a 3-day win when Monty Panesar came on and started adding to Worcestershire's woes by having Pardoe taken at slip by Yardy for 14. The spinner then got one through Andrew's gate as he went driving. And then Panesar also proved to be too good for Mitchell, who was also bowled for 48 after more than 3 hours of resistance. Worcestershire were now clinging on 129 for 6, effectively 7 down, with Cameron nursing his head injury. Khan then trapped Richard Jones right in front of his stumps just 1 run later, before Panesar claimed his 4th wicket by having Ben Scott well held at Scilly Point. Panesar ended with figures of 4 for 23 from 23 high-quality overs. With the shadows lengthening late in the day, Khan then found the edge as Jack Chantry put the ball into the hands of Luke Wells, and Sussex had won the game in a flash. It was an awesome performance from them, led for the first time by Ed Joyce. Their margin of victory a massive innings and 117 runs. And what a result that was for them. With rivals Warwickshire and Somerset looking second best in their current matches, Sussex moved within a win of the table toppers after taking 23 points from this match. Worcestershire took just 2 points from this heavy defeat, which keeps them locked in the bottom two.